Yo, what's going on, everybody? Oh, wait, hold on. Do you guys hear that? Is there an echo in here? You guys are gonna have to let me know. I might have to do some adjusting here. I'm hearing an echo. Let me know, guys, if there's an echo in here. Let me check this. Sorry about this. I'm not sure what's happening here. All right, let me see. I hear from some people here. Let me know. All right, everyone says JC says it sounds good. Let me check on one more thing here real quick. I just want to go back and look at yesterday's live stream real fast, because hold on, there was some comments in here. People whose dogs I want to say hi to. Okay, Cobalt Blue says I sound fine in my headphones. I'm hearing an echo, but as long as you think it's good, we're gonna go. Let's try this again. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois. Well, we're Crystal Lake, Illinois. Old habits die hard. So it's time for another live stream. Today is, what's today? Today's Thursday, December 7th, 2023. Sorry I'm running a little bit late today. I was filming. My schedule's caught. I'm a creature of habit. I really like routine. And today I had something new pop on my calendar. Kind of at the last minute. And so it threw me off, and then throws a whole day off. But I'm here now with you guys, and we do have another package that we're going to get to today. I'm pretty excited about this one. But before we get to it, let's say hi to everyone listening on the audio-only version on the podcast. Hope you guys are having a good run out there today. It's a warm front here in Chicago. It's still a little bit on the chilly side. It's going to be much warmer later today and for the next few days, I think into the weekend. So it was really nice. And hopefully by the time you're listening to this, it's nice and warm for you on your run. And for everyone else watching this later, but not live, welcome to the #1 running live stream to listen to while you are trying to figure out and lay out your running clothes for tomorrow. Someone messaged me and says that that's how they usually listen to it. And I was like, that's a really good way to do this. So hopefully you're picking out the right clothes. And if you're not sure it's wintertime, I say err a little bit on the side of too warm than too cold. But that's just me. I don't really like being cold. All right. Let's see who you got here in the chat today. We got a lot of people here. Brian Lang says it's the Chicago rejection live stream today. Let me know if you got into Chicago. I did not apply this year. Feels weird not to apply, but I already talked about it in my last video. I'll be around. I'll be putting on events, but I'd like to cheer you guys on this year and support the race in the way that I can support the race, because I've gotten to run it a whole bunch of times. And I know I'm just one person, and it only kind of frees up, so to speak, one bib. But hopefully someone else gets in this year that never got in before. All right. Cobalt Blue is not going to be that person, though. He says, Cobalt Blue says, Chicago followed Berlin and said, not this time. And HAC says, sorry to all those rejected by the World Majors. Mixtape Tony says, Chicago is a no-go for me. Oh, man. No one else got in here. Let's see. Danny Gugliuzza says, was really hoping that my first ever marathon would be Chicago 2024, as it is my hometown. Alas, it wasn't meant to be. I'll take suggestions for a good first-time marathon course in the Midwest. Danny, I'm going to have to recommend to you Monumental Marathon in Indianapolis. That's going to be probably the next best choice for someone in Chicago. It's closer to New York time than it is Chicago Marathon time, but that's what a lot of people run if they don't get into New York. Some people will do Detroit Free Press because it's around the same time. And then some people will go up to Twin Cities. I don't know that many people that do the Milwaukee Marathon. The one that's in the fall anyway. I think that's the race that has had some issues with organization and race management. I'm not sure if that's the right one, but it seems to be kind of like Twin Cities, like the Medtronic, Detroit Free Press, and Indianapolis Monumental. Those are some other ones to look at. Is there going to be in Illinois? Is there Springfield bringing their marathon back? I thought I saw something about that. I don't know. Calvin says tis a dark day indeed for Kofuzi Run Club Chicago hopes. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear about that. Miguel Sanchez says did not get in, but Oliver, who I got to meet in person at the Skyline Hospitality tent before the race this year, says I'm in for Chicago. So awesome, Oliver, you get to go again. Nice. And Alf says I rejected Chicago, turning the tables, I guess, not flipping the tables. Turning the tables. Says, I didn't enter. It was just too expensive. Fair enough. Nate Rodriguez says, I'm going to go to support a friend in Chicago. And maybe I can aim to run it in 2025. First half for me is this Sunday. Awesome. Well, Nate, you're going to have to let us know on next Monday how it went. Stephen Lung says, no Berlin. This is not the Stephen Lung that got into Berlin yesterday. This is a different Stephen Lung. There's two Stephen Lungs. Stephen Lung says, no Berlin or Chicago for me. But I did pick up the Cloudboom Echo 3s for half off. My first on shoe. You got them for half off? That's great because that's an expensive shoe. It's one of my two complaints on the shoe. The price is the biggest complaint on it, you know. Cheryl Ross says, I'm in. Nice, Cheryl. Great job. Nice. And Mark says, I got into Chicago with a good for age time. Had two sub 305s in the window, but sent them my tunnel time over CIM. Wondering if they'll put me into Corral 1A because I picked my faster time. I think I've never been in the A Corral before. I think this year I think I might have submitted my CIM time for some reason. I think that's what I did. Maybe it was my LA time. I think it was a 302. If it was my LA time, that was a 301. But if it was my CIM, that was a 304. And they still put me in B Corral this year. So I think you got to have you might have to have a sub 3 to get Corral A. I'm not sure. But Mark, you're still probably going to want, even if you're going to be running sub 3, I still think you want to probably be in Corral B. That would be my preference. Stevie 76 says college rejection letters got me prepared for days like today. Nice. Midlife Runners here says, yo, what's going on? Good to see you. And Luis says, yo, what's going on? This is #1 live stream to listen to while your car is getting an oil change. Nice. That's cool. All right. Before I forget and before we get to the box, we are going to do Hello Good Dog. But yesterday I said I would do Hello Good Dog for people who are later but not live listeners. And someone yesterday wrote it as, in the comments, I think, wrote it as LBNL listeners, which I love. So for all you LBNL listeners who have dogs, I'm going through the comments from yesterday's now. Jim Goldie 4338 is the one who said I'm a regular LBNL viewer, and Jim Goldie has a French bulldog named Molly. My dog Buddy was a French bulldog mix, so this is awesome. So I was trying to get a dog. I need an intro sound for the Hello Good Dog segment, but here we go. Molly's a good dog. Where's Molly? Molly. Here, Molly. How are you? Good dog, Molly. All right, we've got another dog here. Laura Husarek from Brookfield, Illinois, has a beagle named Scarlet. Scarlet, good dog, Scarlet. Come here. Scarlet. Scarlet the beagle might be howling at this point. Scarlet, are you howling? Scarlet, are you making noise? All right. And we got an Australian Shepherd puppy, Nola. Nola, come here. Nola, where's Nola? All right. And there's one more dog in the comments from yesterday. Can I get a dog? Matthew Harris 6980 says, can I get a dog shout out for my new run partner, Dolly? Dolly, are you running? Good dog, Dolly. That's a good dog. You're doing great. You're doing a good job, Dolly. Great job running. Great job. Oh, wait. Here's one more. Benilda Tolentino. Sorry about that. Belinda Tolentino. Benilda Tolentino 265 says she has a dog, JB. We're from the Philippines. JB, good dog. Good dog, JB. Good dog, JB. JB, good dog. All right. Next, if you are an audio only listener, if you're a podcast listener and you've been tolerating this Hello Good Dog segment and you have a dog, message me on, I guess you could message me on, Strava now. So message me on Strava or DM me on Instagram, or I'm on Threads as well. So you could do it anyway. But if you're a podcast listener, audio only, let me know your dog's name if you want me to give your dog a shout out. I guess if you're listening in the podcast, like in the car or something, maybe if you take your dog in a car trip. But let's do that tomorrow. Let me know. Oh, man. That's so funny. Alf Dickinson just wants me to say Nokia a whole bunch of times. That's so funny. And Alex Placencia says, yay, you made it to a live stream and it's been about a week. Awesome. Well, good to see you back, Alex. Hope you're doing well. And Vanessa Martinez, who named the segment Hello Good Dog, says, it's Lucky Coke and Whistle. I can't, but I can with the best. You know what my daughters. So with my older daughter, I do this with dogs, and with my younger daughter, I do it with cat videos. But anytime we're bored, like we're waiting somewhere, and we're just sitting around, like if we're at the doctor's office, a lot of times I have to bring in both girls at the same time. So while one's going, I'll wait with the other one, and what we'll do is we'll just be like, hey, you want to look at dog videos? You want to look at cat videos? So that's what we'll do. And my favorite cat videos are the ones where like the cat's not in the frame and then someone makes a pss, 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 pss sound. And then the cat starts running and some of the cats are pissed off about it. That's just my favorite. That never gets old to me. Jared Crano says, Noah was laying in the sun, heard the call and came over to me to investigate the call. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, man. I love it. Andrew Scott says, you should really just do this for Cameo and make some money for calling out these dogs. I mean, maybe. I've never really looked into Cameo more than just like a passing thought, like we're thinking about it now. But I think it's just more fun to do this together. I enjoy being able to do this. Yeah, I think it's fun that way. D0 Aperture wants to know, are you able to whistle blowing air out and taking it in or just out? I guess I can go both ways. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that too much. All right. Let's get to the box for today. This is a box. It came from Insta360. It's something that I purchased myself. At least I think it's from Insta360. I'm really excited about it if it's what I think it is. Some of you guys have been asking me if I was going to test this. And I do have somewhat of a relationship with Insta360. Like I have affiliate links and stuff like that. But the only time they've sent me stuff is for the Insta360 Go, which is a decent camera, not my favorite. They've never sent me any of their more expensive cameras. Let's put it that way. And it continues with this one. So we've got this pretty nondescript box. But I do like this. It's got an easy pull tab. Makes it simpler. And then I think it's going to be a box in a box situation. But what's this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I ordered this like the day it released. And because of that, they gave me a free t-shirt. But so is it good news, bad news? Good news is I have a free t-shirt. Bad news is I was early enough to get the t-shirt, but too late to get the size I wanted. So this is like, it's a triple XL. It's an Insta360 t-shirt. It's just the Insta360 logo on one side, Think Bold on the other. It's actually, it's sewn in there. So that's nice. But I'm not going to be able to wear this. Is anyone a triple XL here? If you're a triple XL and you want this shirt, let me know. I'll mail it to you. You can have it. I'd hate to have this go to waste, you know? All right. Chris is in here. He goes, time to start lifting heavier. Yeah. No, it would never matter how much I lifted. I would never be able to fit into a triple XL. I don't think so. All right. Let's get to the main package though. Here we go. It is the Insta360 Ace Pro co-engineered with Leica. It says capture action smarter. So one of the things I'm super interested about it is there's supposed to be some AI tools built into this, which I don't know. I'm not sure I know what AI means really anymore. Because it just seems like they're using just some algorithmic stuff in here, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But I thought I saw that there was an easier or a better improved method of selfie stick removal. Now, normally when I do selfie sticks and they're invisible, it's because I'm using a 360 camera, and that's different kind of technology. But the other Insta360 cameras have had it, but you had to be in vertical mode to do it. If I'm not mistaken, you might be able to do that in horizontal, which is how I film mode, which could be interesting and useful, but I'd have to check out the workflow. And that's not going to be for today's video. Today, we're just going to unbox this. Let's check it out. Magnets on here. The packaging is really nice, easy to get into. Here's the main camera itself. Let me tell you what, this is heavy. This is very heavy. It's dense. It's like a brick. It's much heavier than a GoPro by a lot. And I think a big part of that's going to be this flippy screen. So it flips around. So this screen that's on the front here, I think is just going to show like LED information. And this is going to show you what you want to look at. Interesting. I mean, it does look like it's still going to be waterproof even when you flip this part up. So that's good. But yeah. It's built like a brick. And then, let's see what else we got here. What is this? I can't get this door open. What am I doing wrong? I'll have to figure this out. There we go. It's just hard to open. Battery door in here. Where does the memory card go? Oh, it's other side. Charging a memory card on this one side. And then, should we do this? That one's actually pretty good. There we go. All right, we got everything off of there. It looks nice. Now, the thing is, there are not mounts built into it on the bottom. So it has kind of like a DJI system for that. Pretty sure they just copied it. And I will check later to see if they're actually so much of a copy that you can use them interchangeably. But I will say that like this system where there's like a magnetic piece that connects to the bottom of the camera is starting to grow on me. Like I've been using, since I did the DJI Osmo Action 4 review, and I've gone back to my GoPro, I've kind of missed the simplicity of like this. Oh, this is not getting on. It's just, it's kind of on there, but there we go. Now it's in there. But this feels really big. This whole thing just feels big and bulky. First thoughts are that the size is going to be an issue here. And I can't get this in. It keeps coming back out. I don't know what's going on here. I can't get this done. It sounds like it's seated, but then it still just keeps coming back out. This should be more secure than this. I don't know. I'm going to assume that this is user error. There's something that I'm not doing right, you know. I'm not necessarily going to blame the camera yet for this, but why does this come out so easy? I can't figure this out. Let's see what else is in here. We've got, you guys are having a good time with this. I'm trying to keep this on the up and up, but you guys are getting a little bit rowdy. It's got some stickers in here that says Think Bold. Insta360 Think Bold. Warranty card. More stuff that people don't care about. Waterproofing information. This is a thick book about waterproofing information. And safety guidelines. It's a lot of safety guidelines. And then got a charging cable. Let's take a look at what this charging cable is. It is USB-C to USB-C. No charging brick in here. That's interesting. And we do get one mount. That's a suction cup mount. Or is this a... No, is this a permanent sticky mount? I don't know. Yeah, it's double-sided adhesive. One time only. I guess you can mount this on a helmet or something. And then it has a bolt with the thumb screw part that is shockingly similar to the style of bolt that... I guess not shockingly similar. But it's a style of bolt that DJI also uses. Although this is the thickness of it is a little bit thinner. So I could feel a difference, but the design is quite similar and different than GoPro. Very similar to DJI. I'm still a little bit concerned about this. I don't know how to get this in there. And Mark Peterson is exactly right. Men, try to set things up for 5 minutes, then let's check the instructions. I'm at the point where I'm ready to read the instructions, but I shouldn't have to read the instructions to figure out how to get the GoPro mount on the bottom of this thing. It seems to be in here now. I didn't do anything different. It's just now it's in there and I can't, now it's not doing anything. So there it is. So we're going to have to start playing with that. See how it goes. Calvin, the diameter is thinner. I can feel the difference. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. You guys. Edge says the first rule of assembling anything, throw the instructions in the trash. Second rule, go to YouTube. That's pretty much how I do it. Vanessa Martinez says a new video service, dads putting stuff together by themselves, hilarious and frustrating at the same time. I volunteer my dad as tribute. I think it would only be funny if it's very much condensed. Like watching it like being like an hour-long process would be way too much. But if it was just like a compilation of all like the dads just getting frustrated, that would be funny. That would be funny. Stone Cold says an L on Berlin, an L on Chicago, but CIM, let's run it back. All right, there we go. There we go. D0 Aperture says, I'm curious about battery life and heat dissipation compared to GoPro. I've really never had a GoPro overheat on me. Not with the way that I shoot it. I know some people like have 40-minute clips. My clips are very rarely longer than like a minute or two. They're rarely longer than 30 seconds. So for me, like heat dissipation is very, very low on my list of concerns. Very high on my list of concerns is cold weather performance. That's a big deal to me. Like, for example, like when the GoPro, what year, did you guys remember? What year did Emily Heller and I do the joint shakeout before New York City? Was that 2022? Or was that 2020? No, that was 2021. 2021. Whatever GoPro it was that year, I guess it would have been the 10. That was when it didn't come with an enduro battery. It came with a regular battery. And if it was below 50 degrees, that camera would shut down because it was too cold. Now with the enduro battery, it kind of worked more normally. But I'm regularly running in like 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So I need cold weather performance. And I actually think with how thick and chunky this thing is, it might do really good in temperature's that cold. I got another sticker here. Oh, wait, that's not. Maybe that sticker's not supposed to come off. No, it is. There we go. Now it's just clean. All right. It's a nice satisfying click when the back screen closes. I don't know. I think that I'm going to like the flippy screen, but I also probably not going to use it all that much. When I'm vlogging, I might, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I'm kind of excited for I'm excited for the camera. I have not high expectations for it. So hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised. That's kind of where I am at. Calvin Hong says, out of context code clips coming soon to shorts. Eric says, just start playing with it, see how it goes. Brian Albrecht says, gonna have to start playing with that. All right. Mark says, everyone should go give a watch to the video. You betcha, helping dad with technology. Very funny. All right, I'll have to check that. I'll check that out next. Calvin Hong says, the camera had problems working below 50 degrees. The battery must have been from Florida. Yeah, I don't know, something like that. It was frustrating. Both Emily and I were having problems with their GoPros. We were like, I don't know what's happening. It keeps shutting off after I start filming. Yeah. Patrick Smith says, I know it's part of your business, but do you ever grow tired of holding a camera on the run? I can't even run my phone, let alone a camera, and I'm a pro photog. What's your go-to run cam? I've done it so much that I don't get tired running with the camera. It's weird when I don't run with a camera. And like, for example, like, on a longer trail run, I might put the camera in my pack, and that always feels weird to me. Cause then it's just like, well, I know it's here, but I should have it in hand, you know? And typically I run with an extendable selfie stick and a GoPro. That's kind of my favorite setup. That's what I use probably like 90% of the time. Unless I'm testing something. And usually when it's not a GoPro, it's usually a 360 cam from Insta360. Those are my favorite 360 cams. But earlier this year, I tested the DJI Osmo Action 4, which I like every once in a while. It's very wide and it's super contrasty, so it gives some interesting images. But I don't love it for vlogging. I had some problems with it. I don't know where this one's gonna fit in. It'll be interesting to see. Colin Tanner says, I can attest that chonk helps in cold weather. Different use case, but yes. And CP76 says, make sure to do a low light test with it. Yeah, for sure. I will have to test that out as well. I don't have any races coming up that I could test it with. But that was useful the big thing for me was like when I was in Chamonix for UTMB, just running in some tree cover really gave the DJI Osmo Action 4 a lot of problems. And I was like, ooh, low light is not great on this camera. Yeah, so I'll definitely try to find some dimmer running conditions so that way I can kind of compare and get a sense of that. David DeFrangia says, is there a certain temp that you stop running outside? I'm not a big treadmill fan, but when it's like 10 degrees, I get nervous. Yeah, I mean, I kind of worked up to it, you know. I think that it depends a lot of times on how cold is it, how much am I in the mood to deal with that, and how accessible is the treadmill. You know, we have a treadmill in our house now, and so that makes it a lot easier to just hop on the treadmill. But before, when I didn't, then it'd be like, well, then I have to go either to the treadmill that's in my apartment building, or I'd have to go to the gym, you know, and so like you have to kind of weigh all that. It's a pluses and minuses game. Right now for me, I'll run outside at whatever temperature it is, unless I have to do a workout that day. But if I'm just going out there for an easy run, I'll just go out there no matter what temperature it is. I might have to cut the run a little bit short if it's very, very cold, like 10 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not going to be out there for more than an hour. And you got to make sure you got good gear to be able to keep yourself warm. But it's more, I don't, for me, where I live in, outside of Chicago, it doesn't really get so cold that the temperature is going to stop me. It's more like how much am I willing to deal with it and how much am I willing to be like cold and shivery for the rest of the day. I kind of enjoy that kind of running though. But if you didn't, then I'm never going to judge anybody for saying like, ooh, 30 degrees today. I got to go on the treadmill. I'm not going to judge. Never, Alan says, Mike clearly isn't the Asian who leaves all the plastic wrapping on their electronics. I would have left the plastic on this a lot longer, but we're unboxing, so I got to take all that stuff off. I was trying to think. I was looking at something else the other day that still has all the plastic on it. I forget what it was. But there's a lot of appliances that I have. Not my running gear, not like my running like camera equipment, but a lot of other stuff still has a lot of plastic on it. Daniel Britton says, shoe question. Oh, should we hit the button? Running shoe question of the day. What shoes are you wearing in Houston? Still the Evo? Yeah, I'm planning on running in the Adios Pro Evo 1. That's the shoe that I'm going to run in. I think it'll be perfect for me for the half marathon distance. I did just get the Puma Fast R2, and I feel like that would be a pretty fantastic half marathon shoe. I took it out for yesterday's workout, or was it 2 days ago's workout? It was 3 times 2 miles at half marathon effort, and it's fantastic. So I feel like that could be a really good option. But that Evo 1, it's waiting for some race miles. So I think I'm going to do that. Sean Doolin says, hey, Co, are you going to be reviewing the MKBHD 251 shoes you use in your short? Do you think I need to? Do you think I should? Yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't really planning on it. I'm still like wearing it and stuff around. I have worn it in some rain. I have worn it in some cold conditions, and I've been in it all day. But I don't know. When people watch that, are there other MKBHD 251 shoe reviews? Like, does it matter? I don't know. Speaking of collab shoes, I don't know if it drops today or not, but I've been seeing content about it today. Matt Choi has a shoe with Kane, the recovery shoe people. That's coming out today. I think today or soon. I don't know. I'm going to have to try to pick up a pair. I've never had Kane shoes before, but I'm going to support my friend. Sleeve Singer says, I don't like you without your camera, Co. I remember the marathon when your friend took the camera from you and you had to catch them. You looked as if you were missing something, LOL. Yeah, that was Ben Johnson. He took the camera and then took off. I don't know if he was doing it in some sort of like master pacer trick and was like, this will motivate him to catch up or what, but I was under distress. I was like, what if he just keeps running and I never catch him again and I don't have any footage of my finish of the race? I was terrified. Calvin Hong has a real question. Mike, do you throw away the boxes for your phones and electronics, or are they also deep in a closet like mine? I keep them for a little stuff that I know that I'm going to use till it's dead. I'll throw away the box. Like my phone, I throw the box away. I keep it for a little while and then I throw it away. For my laptop, I'm throwing that away. I think for my cameras, I still might have my Sony FX30 box and the lenses boxes. Because I was just thinking, well, maybe if I want to resell it, the box that they ship it in is really good to protect the lens. So maybe I'll keep that. But right now, I think the only boxes that I'm keeping are for stuff that I have to give back after I'm done testing. So I've been throwing away the boxes. My wife keeps all the boxes for her stuff, but she's a regular person. And I'm not really a regular person. So I just get a lot of stuff. It would be too much to hold on to them all. D0 Aperture says, do you have to adjust your frame rate when shooting low light vids? If I can remember to, right? So like, for example, CIM is a race that starts at 7 a.m. in December. It's in California, so it's not too cold, but it is still pretty dark when you start. And so when I can remember, here's the thing. I've done it before where I've started out shooting 1080 120 or even like 1080 60. So that way I can get more light into the camera. But then my problem is like after about 45 minutes, it gets really bright out and there's enough light to shoot at 4K 120 again, which is what I'd prefer to shoot at. And I'd be annoyed if at the end of the race, I forgot to change it back. And so a lot of times I'm just like, I'm just going to have dim footage. So that's kind of how I approach low light with a GoPro is, will I have time to change the settings, or will I feel like it? I don't really feel like messing with settings on a digital touchscreen like a GoPro while I'm running marathon effort, you know? So that's why I just kind of leave it. But otherwise, like if it gets towards night, then I will. But I also generally try to avoid shooting things at night and in the dark. Even for a lot of the runners weekend stuff, it's like at nighttime, people are relaxing, cutting back. You know, I don't want to be filming stuff too much. I try not to. So, and if I need to, then that's where the phone comes in handy, you know. Johnny Dodgen says, have you watched the latest installment of Mr. Rubio Used to Run? Craig Engels was our guest, and it was super entertaining. I haven't seen that one, but I did see Joe Rubio at TRE. I bumped into him a couple times, so we had a little bit of a conversation at one point. And I was like, I've been really enjoying the podcast. Great stories. I'm glad someone's sitting you down and making you have like sharing what you can share in terms of those kinds of stories. And he goes, oh, that's a lot of fun. And I was like, Joe, like, what are you doing here? Like, you're a big enough retailer that all these brands are coming to you. So like, why do you need to come here? He's like, I don't know why I'm here. He's like, I don't know why I'm here. I already know all this stuff anyway. I guess I'm here to talk to people, which is fine because I'm good at talking to people. So I was like, okay, fair enough. And he's like, I got to go. I got another meeting, I guess. Someone's going to tell me about some shoes I already know about. I was like, okay. So he's a super funny guy. The guy behind the guy says, it feels silly today, but very thankful you really influenced Rabbit to make a lighter weight version of their half tights. Very excited to see those next summer. Yeah, I'm flattered. It was almost exactly a year ago. I was talking to Monica, one of the co-founders, and she was like, she's like, you really like those Speedsters half tights. I'm like, I think I was telling her how much I like the Speedsters half tights. And she's saying, oh, thank you so much. And most people would just say, thank you so much. We're really glad you like them. We'll send you a bunch more. You know, that's kind of like how most of the conversations goes. She goes, tell me if there anything you don't like about them. How can you improve them? I'm like, I don't know how you can improve them. It's perfect. The pockets are at just the right height. They're just the right depth. They hold just the right amount of stuff. I can bring a marathon's worth of gels. I was like, I don't know. If anything, sometimes when it's really hot in the summer, they're a little bit thick. She's like, oh, okay, thanks. And then fast forward 1 year, and she's like, next year we're going to have Speedster X, the same exact Speedster. They're actually for women, I think they'll be in different lengths too. But same design, a thinner material, so it'll be less hot. So I'm pretty excited about it. Kevin Hong wants to know Puma Fast R2 or on Cloudboom Echo 3. I'm gonna pick the Fast R2. The Cloudboom Echo 3 is still for me a little bit on the firm side. I don't think I could run a marathon in it, but a half marathon I could run a half marathon in it. Probably for me, I'd prefer to run a 10K in it. You know. Go Running with Oliver wants to know, did you meet Jeremy Rivera at CIM? I saw she was on Matt's live show at the expo. I did not have a chance to meet her. It was a bummer. All right, I'm going to scroll down. I'm really far behind you guys in the chat. Eric, innumerable. The innumerable Eric says, hey, co-fam, I just got into the Chicago lottery for next year. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, see, there's my sound effect. And Mark Peterson says, though, I've said it before. I wish the pockets were just a tiny bit deeper. The John G half tights with the 2 pockets on each side is also nice. Oh, you think you need them deeper? What kind of gels do you run with? Martins? I run with the Science and Sport, and I feel like they fit in there. I could fit 2 on each side, and they go almost all the way. They come out. They're like, I think only like just the little top part sticks out. Maybe. That's interesting. Shane says, was it the Boston shakeout when you talked to her about it? No, I thought I talked to her about it last year at TRE. That's when I remember talking to her about it. Maybe we also talked about it then too. I don't remember now. You might be right. Shannon also wants to know, what were the shoes that came with the hammer to open the box? Saucony and Elite? Yeah, the Endorphin Elite. I still have the hammer. It's over there. And James says, hey, Co, did you ever try Nordas? No, I'm not really into the Norda. I don't know. It doesn't speak to me. So I'm not sure if I'm going to try those. Videos wants to know, why did CJ Albertson Hurley take off his shoes after winning CIM? Hiding prototypes, blood blisters. Why did he run? Late for a tune-up? I don't know why he took them off. I'm assuming for the same reasons why a lot of people like to take their shoes off after a marathon, because your feet are tired. But yeah, I asked him if he liked the shoes. He gave me a thumbs up, and he won the race in the shoes, so they couldn't have been that bad for him, But yeah, I mean, I didn't get I don't get the sense that CJ is really good at blowing smoke, So I feel like if he was having a hard time with the shoes, I think he would have said, he's like, they're great, but they hurt my feet. I think he would have been very honest with it, especially like having just finished a marathon. So he didn't hide the shoes. I don't think he hid the shoes. He just took them. He took them off and he just left them there on the road. My guess is it relates to how I think he has a unusual shaped foot. At Brooks, they were saying he has a very wide foot, so maybe it was just a little bit snug for him. He didn't cut the tongues out, as far as I could tell. I'll have to go back and look at my footage. I thought I remembered zooming in on the shoes. Daniel Estrella says, do we have a schedule for the 2024 Chicago Kafuzi Shakeout already? LOL, excited for my first one. There's no schedule, but it'll probably be Saturday. I think we did 10:30 this year. This is probably about the same time. Because if we're going to go, hopefully ASICS will be willing to partner up again. I love doing the pizza shakeout. I'd love for that to become a tradition. It's one of my favorite events of the year. Hopefully Lou Malnati's will take us again as well. And we could do that. And so it'll probably be about then, because then it gets us there at kind of lunchtime to eat pizza, Oh, okay. Mark Union says it's not about the gels fitting in the pockets for the rabbit speechers. It's about his phone. And I've seen Mark do this before. It's because of the Ziploc. I put it in because I sweat too much. It sticks out at the top of the rabbit pocket. I see. Okay. Yeah. Martin Peterson puts his phone inside a Ziploc bag, which, you know what, Mark? I've started doing the same thing, but not with my phone, because I don't run with my phone, with my car key. So we have 2 car keys for this older car that we have. It's getting really close to 200,000 miles, guys. But we have this older car, and one of the keys stopped working. It's not a key. It's just like a fob. And so when you get in the car, then the key fob just has to be in the car to hit the button to start the engine. And that one of the keys stopped working. And I think that might also be the one that I accidentally put through the wash a couple times. But I'm worried that the last remaining key fob, like I don't know how much longer this car has left, and I don't want to buy a brand new key for it right now. So I'm just trying to protect the key, and I've been running with a little snack size Ziploc bag to put just the key inside. And so I've been doing the same thing. But with the phone, yeah, I could see how that might be hard to fit in there depending on the size of the phone. Jared Crano says they need to make a line version. They do make a line version of the Speedster half type. That is available. It's got a little boxer brief inside. It's nice. I only have it in like a weird fuchsia color, so I don't always wear it, but it is nice. Ryan Weissman says Fast R2 or Wave Rebellion Pro 2. I didn't get a chance to see the Wave Rebellion Pro 2. I didn't have an appointment with Mizuno, so I didn't have a chance to see it. Eric Vaj says the Tracksmith Reggie half tights used to have that pocket flap inside the back waistband, and I kind of prefer them to the new ones with a zipper pocket in the back. I like a zipper pocket. The pocket flap in the waistband, I feel like I thought that was newer. I don't know. It always feels like you're digging back there. It always feels like you're kind of like it looks like you're trying to get underneath your underwear when you have to reach for the Tracksmith pocket. There's something about it that just looks weird to me. I don't know. Mark Peterson said that what CJ was doing was he was doing the thing that the Sprinter did once with the guy that came out with that fire extinguisher. He was just too hot. Coming in too hot. That's so funny. TC says Jeff Pelletier recently reviewed the Insta360 and was impressed with the low light videos. Interesting. I think that's one of the areas that the AI is supposed to be working on this. Again, how it's an algorithm versus AI. Like, is it going to learn how to shoot low light better? Like, what does it need to learn about my low light videos that it can't just universally apply to all low light videos? Like, why does it have to be something that learns? I don't understand what people mean when they say AI. And Rambling Runner Matt says, CJ was definitely not hiding the shoes. He wore them to the live show at the expo. Yeah. Like, a lot of people have seen the Hyperion Elite 4. They are not under embargo. So it wouldn't be that he was hiding them. Unless he has some sort of prototype. It would not be unprecedented for it would not be unprecedented for Brooks to release one version of a Hyperion Elite shoe, and then have the next version of the Hyperion Elite shoe available for the marathon trials. That's my favorite story in running shoes. I don't think that's what's happening, though. I don't think so. Alf Dickinson says, why would you cut the tongue out of the shoes? I asked Brooks about that because were you here yesterday when we were talking about it, Alf? And he said that it's because he was saying that CJ has a wide foot, and so that's why he cut the tongue out. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but that's what he said. I've never asked CJ about it. I've never spoken to CJ before. Matt, you should ask him. Just send him a text. Text him, you okay, bro? Also, why did you cut your tongue out of the Hyperion Elite 3? I know we're talking about a one generation ago shoe, but can you clarify for us? Shannon says, are you going to do the Olympic trials Donna Marathon double? Chan Coco and I are doing the Donna half after spectating the trials. Oh, for real? Interesting. Donna half. That sounds fun. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to. I think tentatively the plan this year, my in-laws are not going to be wintering in Florida. This year they're going to try Arizona. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go down to Orlando. The girls are going to go out to Arizona to visit my in-laws, and then I'm going to meet them in Arizona and spend some time out there. I think that's what the game plan is. We haven't finalized yet. I'm just trying to think. I think I have flights booked already. I can always change the flights. That's easy. Yeah, James says you cut out the tongue if you have wide feet. Okay, there you go. Interesting. D0 Aperture says, do you ever worry about injury on a long run since you don't run with your phone? I don't, because I usually run with an Apple Watch that has cellular. So that's my solution for it. I don't recommend this. I had the Apple Watch because I was testing it, and then I was just like, oh, this is useful. Then I don't have to carry my phone around. And so I just kind of keep it that way. Mark Peterson says, did you happen to send ASICS the last round of pizza shirt winners yet, by the way? I thought I did, but it's been a busy couple of weeks. I'll follow up. Let me follow up. But Calvin Huang says, speaking of, the ASICS pizza shirt is the perfect après run shirt. I'm glad you like it, Calvin. Nice. All right, let me scroll down a little bit more, get one or two more, and then we'll call it a day. Edge says, oh, more thoughts on the tongue. If the tongue is gusseted, cutting it would allow for movement. Okay. Nice. And Rambling Runner says he's on it. He's texting CJ Albertson right now. You definitely don't have to do that. Oh man. Daniel Burton says, what happened to the box from yesterday? We'll do that one tomorrow. I think you guys are going to like that box. Well, some of you will. It'll be interesting. Alex Placencia says, maybe when he took them off, it was his way of saying he left it all out on the course. That's what Ryan Hall said. When he did the 7 marathons and 7 continents, 7 days, he did that thing. And I think that was the last marathon he ever ran. He left his shoes out. He took them off and left them. Not only took them off, I thought he left them. But that could be it. I don't get the sense that was happening. I got the sense that he needed to get it out of the shoe. I thought it might be an upper fit issue. That's what I thought. I didn't think that was necessarily bad because I know that he has a wide foot because I talked to Brooks 2 days earlier before that. And Frank says, I think leaving the shoes behind is a wrestling thing. Yeah. Matthias Ventus says oh yeah, like wrestling. Yeah, I think that I don't get the sense that's what CJ was doing. All right. I think that's going to be a good place to leave it for today. I'm working on the CIM video now. I'm just through the intro. That's how far I got, but the intro is really good. So it's I'm excited for how this video is going to turn out. I ended up getting a lot of finish line interviews from people. I talked to Meg Murray. I talked to Adam Wood. I talked to Kate Southkeen. I can never remember her full name. I just know her as Kate Southkeen. You guys know who she is. I talked to Tyler, who is Track Club Bay's husband. I talked to a bunch of people. I talked to Tim Rossi. That was fun. I don't know what I got yet. I haven't gotten that far into the edit, but I don't know. This should be a good CM video. I'm still working on it. It's probably not going to come out till Friday. So in the meantime, tomorrow we'll do another live stream. We'll get to that other box. It's a racing shoe. I think you guys are going to like it. Like I said, some of you guys are really going to like it. And then I'm going to start testing this. But until I see you guys again tomorrow, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.